Hello fellow Star Wars fans, my name is Starrapter and welcome to the channel. This is my review for The Art of Star Wars The High Republic Volume 1, maybe we'll get Volume 2 someday, written by Kristin Baver. So I've never read an Art of Star Wars book before, but to my knowledge what they are is a bunch of concept art, stuff that's used, stuff that's not used in Star Wars movies with lots of cool descriptions. And well, I figured it was that. This is so much more than that. I feel like this book, after reading through all of it, is really the behind the scenes documentary of the creation of the High Republic. Now, this is all based on Phase 1, but Kristin Baver does a great job of really getting all the creatives, from the concept artists to the writers to the directors like Michael C. Glain, to some commentary by Kathleen Kennedy, who gives a foreword. It really just goes into all depths and details of the genesis of the idea of Michael C. Glain talking about, hey, how, the Skywalker saga is coming to the end. This is a great time to start delving back into what the High Republic was at its height, right? All of us here that are watching this video probably like the High Republic, or at least interested in it, about the first time we're going way back in history. So it's talking all about that. I love the actual setup of this with Kristin Baver going through the ins and outs, how the pandemic threw a wrench in the equation, why the High Republic was important, why they chose the High Republic as one of the first kind of projects in canon to really branch out of the Skywalkers. And it's got a great organization. You have, a whole section based on the Jedi, the genesis of the Jedi, different characters, the kind of different things they were doing, Yoda, things they were thinking about Yoda, giving Yoda a top knot at one point. Really cool samurai-inspired Kurosawa stuff. Then you talk about the villains, the Nile. You talk about the ships, you talk about the locations. All different entries in the High Republic are given a lot of time and a lot of detail. And I loved just the interviews that were spaced throughout this. People like Harvey Talabau, people like Ario Anandito, the actual artists that I feel don't get enough of the spotlight sometimes. But these are the guys and the women that brought these characters to life from just somebody's imagination. And what I love is they talk about, hey, there's not as much budget, right? Because this is all on the written page. We don't have to develop, special graphics and CGI. So whatever the writers were able to have in their head, they were able to represent, and then the artist came in and did it. What I really enjoyed too was Ian McCaig. Now, this is a legendary concept artist. You might find that name familiar because he wrote under George Lucas, he drew under George Lucas, created the designs of Darth Maul, Padme, of a lot of the prequel stuff. So it makes sense that they brought somebody in to do the prequels, because all this is a prequel to the prequels. So we got that kind of design, circle pattern, whatever you want to do, it kind of rhymes, right? So it's pretty neat there. But yeah, all of that coupled, of course, with the artwork. I mean, you can't have an art of book without artwork, and this thing is it's just awesome seeing in the large format of this book, as you've seen it when I first brought it up on screen. This thing is a big one. It's a hefty book. It's got some weight to it, and it does really just show just the awesomeness, without a better word to use, of just the greatness of the artwork here. And I just can't recommend this enough. It is basically like the beginning documentary for The Phantom Menace, or The Empire Dreams, or some of the recent cool documentaries on Disney Plus about the different series. This is that for the High Republic, and it makes so much sense because this is a written form first only, so we're getting the written form in a documentary for the written form. So yeah, this could have easily been called The Making of the High Republic instead of The Art of, but Kristin Baver did a fantastic job of giving us the behind-the-scenes details that I've been wondering about, and even some teases and some glimpses of concept art that wasn't used in Phase 1 that they've flat out said, oh, this is going to be somebody in Phase 2. So even some teases in there for those of you that want little tidbits of information. But yes, I cannot recommend The Art of the High Republic enough. If you're a High Republic fan, I feel like this one's just a necessary thing to have just on the shelf and just to look at and just be inspired by, because there's some really good advice and cool techniques that are explained pretty thoroughly throughout this one. So you guys going to pick this one up? Let me know in the comment section down below. For more on Star Wars, you're already in the right place. Just go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and hit that bell icon to be notified of future videos the moment they go up. That's a good deal for me, Starrapter. Thank you so much for watching, and may the Force be with you always.